Hey guys, I wanted to take a second to show you how I'm going to save by moving my event planning into a free platform. I've been playing around with it and I think it's going to work out for me just fine and save me some money. So I'm looking forward to giving it a try, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. So let's jump in and I'll show you what I'm doing now. Okay, so we are going to be using Google Forms. So what I have created is a template that I will use as a base template for all wedding events. Whenever I sign on with a new client and I need to send them a link to the form, I will make a copy of this template and then I'll customize it specific to that new client and then send them a link to that copy. So this is the form on the edit page. When I am making a copy of it and I'm customizing it, all I need to do is just update the client's names on here, put in their wedding date and their venue, and then I'm good to go. That's really the only thing that I need to do to customize this for them, other than renaming the name of the file. So let me show you a preview of what this looks like when a client is going to be looking at it either on their phone or on their desktop. So this is a preview of the form. If they opened up the link in the email that I sent to them on their phone, it'll look pretty much just like this. All this empty space on the sides will be gone, but if they open it on their phone, it looks pretty much the same as it does on the PC, which is what I like. So first thing they're going to see is that welcome message that is going to be customized with their names. And it is broken up into different sections. So the very basic sections that I have in here is just the welcome message, a section about the clients where they can give me some additional details that I'm asking them for, and then it starts getting broken up into the actual event details. And I have some logic built into here that allows me to skip around, which is what I want to show you, because this is what I think makes this form worthwhile. After a client goes through and they tell me a bit about their vendors, which I have some questions here prompting them for that, and about dress code, it's going to ask them about some package add-ons. So why am I asking them about add-ons at this point in the planning form instead of later on? Well, because I want to also ask them about their ceremony or their wedding reception, but I have some logic built into it that jumps around, and if they are not having any add-ons, then it jumps straight to the ceremony or the reception from this point. So that's why I'm asking them these questions a bit earlier than maybe I normally would on any other event planning form. But this is what the logic that's built into it looks like. So I'm telling them that I'm going to ask them some questions about add-ons that they might be contracted for, and if they don't have any, that we're going to jump ahead so they know that they're not going to be wasting their time with things that they aren't even paying for. First question, are you contracted for my selfie photo booth, which is my salsa booth? This is where the logic comes in. If they say no, it jumps to the next question. Are you contracted for uplighting? If they say no, then cool. It jumps ahead to the DJ package and says, which of my two main DJ packages are you contracted for? But if we back up and let's say they are contracted for the photo booth and they say yes, then it's going to ask them some questions about the photo booth, and it's going to ask them to choose from some photo layout design options that I put in there. I can put as many or as few as I want. These are the ones that I chose. Same thing for photo booth backdrop. I've got some of my backdrops in here. Again, you can have as many or as few as you like. I like to keep things really streamlined because I do believe that decision fatigue is a real thing. So I don't want to overload someone with too many options. But if they select their choices and then they hit next, or if they had said no, they're not getting a photo booth at all, it goes to that next question. What about uplighting? So if they say yes, then it prompts them to choose some uplighting colors. Same thing, I'm not going to list out a million different colors for them to choose from. I just list the most popular, which is white and amber. And if they want to do something else, they can tell me. If they choose from one of these, or if they said no, they're not having any uplighting, then it goes to the main packages. So we have some more logic built into here. And that logic is whether or not it's going to ask any questions about the ceremony. So if they choose that they are contracted for the wedding reception only DJ package that does not include any support for the ceremony, then it will take them straight to cocktail hour. But if they select that they are having me help with the ceremony, then it goes to the ceremony prelude section where I ask my questions about the ceremony. I also have logic built in when it comes to music. Here I'm asking if they're going to have recorded music, which would be me playing music during the ceremony prelude, or if they're going to have live music, like a string trio or something similar. If they say that they are having live music, then it jumps ahead to the ceremony details where I ask a bunch of questions about the ceremony. If they were to say that I am playing the music during the ceremony prelude time, then it prompts them to paste a link to a playlist. Or they can skip that and they can just tell me by typing into this answer box what type of music they would like to have played. Moving on to the ceremony, we've got similar logic built throughout all of this. Any moment of the wedding where there is music being played and I am questioning if I'm going to be playing it or not, it has the same kind of logic built in that we just saw. If there are any sections where anything might be this or that, I have that type of logic built in. So assuming they are going to have me play music for the ceremony, I have this section here which asks for names of the songs, the artists of those songs, or links to those songs so that I can see them all. But if they had selected that they are having 100% live music throughout all of their ceremony, then it would have skipped that and gone straight to cocktail hour. So that's what I really like about this form, is the logic that's built in so that it can jump around like this. Questions about cocktail hour, same thing, same type of logic built in. So we'll say recorded music and it'll prompt them to give me the same type of information that they did about prelude music. Into the reception, all of the questions that I normally ask about grand entrances, what's going to be happening, who's going to be doing what. Moving on to dinner, similar questions that I asked about cocktail hour, similar logic built in when it comes to music played in the background during dinner, asking all of my favorite questions about cake cutting and who's giving toasts and who's speaking and things like that. So if they are doing formal dances, which if it's a wedding, they probably are. I have a section in here for that with all of my favorite questions about those types of dances. And then we finally get to the party where they get to select from checkboxes all of the different genres that they want to dance to. I'm asking them to elaborate on any, like if they say that they want country, well, what kind of country music do you want? If they say Latin music, what kind of Latin music do they want? So they can elaborate further. They can paste in a playlist. I've asked them to make it a max of 50 songs just to make sure that it fits within the allotted amount of time we have for dancing. I'm trying to avoid people sending me playlists with like 12 hours worth of music when they only have 2 hours to dance. If they are not following my instructions by doing these song limits, then that's another conversation I would have to have with them. But yeah, all of the favorite questions that I ask them about the dance party, how they feel about line dances, how they feel about guest requests, how they feel about clean or explicit songs. I give them an opportunity to either tell me by typing in their do not playlist, or they can create a playlist of do not play songs and they can put the link here. All of the things that might be happening during a wedding reception, they have a chance to give me the artist name and song or a link to the song. And then we get to the very end where I thank them for taking the time to answer all of my questions. I explain to them in my thank you message that even though I know it's a lot, it is something that helps me to make it possible for their wedding to run as smoothly as possible. So they can hopefully kind of get an understanding of why is he even asking these questions in the first place. And then the last thing that my form does is it prompts them to schedule a day and a time for us to meet so that we can talk about everything together, everything that they had chosen and selected in here. But that's what my form looks like. It's pretty straightforward, I think. It's probably longer than I would like it to be, but these are all questions that I feel are important, or at least they're important to me. So yeah, Google Forms. This is what I'm going to be using going forward, and it's going to save me money. Okay, so if you liked what you saw and you think that this is something that you might want to try to implement yourself for your business, but you're not too familiar with Google Forms, or you're having difficulty putting it together with the same type of logic that I was using, so that it can jump around and skip around based on the answers that are given, let me know. I might be able to help. If you've got some basic questions, I can point you in the right direction. I didn't put this video together as a marketing scheme because I want to sell these templates. I just want to show you what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully it can help you as well if you're looking to make the same kinds of moves that I'm making with my event planning. So yeah, good luck out there, guys. Okay, so here it is the next day. I had one other additional thought that I wanted to share with you, and that is I highly recommend pairing the Google form with Crate Hackers. It scans your library after you paste in the playlist link, and then it creates crates for you based on what it matches up within your library, and then it shows you what you do not have in your library so that you can then get it. It's only about $30 a month for all of Crate Hackers. So not only will you get that tool for $30 a month, but you'll also be able to get all the other tools and everything else that Crate Hackers has to offer if you're interested in any of that. But yeah, so instead of a couple $100 a month, you could be spending just $30 a month if you use Google Forms in the way that I've showed you, and you use it with the Crate Hackers app to scan your library and create crates from playlists that way. So just wanted to share that thought with you. Thanks again for watching.